Hello, my name's Elizabeth. This is LA Stitches, Flosstube number 5. I'm gonna apologize in advance. I get the feeling that I'm going to have to cut quite a few times because it's been warm enough here, just long enough for my allergies to start kicking in. So my voice is gonna probably come in and out a little bit, and I'm probably gonna have to cut out some coughing fits. However, I'm still here because routine's important to me. Yeah, Christmas is this Thursday, so I've adjusted the back of my couch to look a little bit more festive, just a little bit. And I'll get into these in just a minute. But if you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a good Christmas. I know holidays are hard, generally. Either for all different sorts of reasons. But I hope you have a good one. I hope you find something to enjoy about the day, just like I hope you find something to enjoy about every day. I have had such a busy week. Oh, also, this bruise is a paw print because my dog somehow managed to do that. I don't know. Just don't worry. It's fine. It just looks a little bit funny. It's been a very busy week. However, I got more stitching done last week, at least by the numbers. I did 1,944 stitches this week. So we're getting back up to where I was now that I still have gift knitting to do, but I'm done focusing on it. We'll get into that in the life stuff. You might just be here for only the cross stitch, so I'm gonna just talk about the cross stitch. I finished my bakery ornament, which is this year's ornament, back stitch and all. I changed the name of the bakery to Joy's Bakery because Joy is my middle name and it is seasonally appropriate, so I'm customizing these because I can. Yeah. What I think is really interesting is, so I'm doing the charts by the number that they're assigned in the Dimensions Gold Christmas Village Ornament Kit. All the kit fabric and stuff. So this was the first one I did for Christmas 2023. And I don't know how well the camera is going to pick up on it, but in this one I did exclusively long stitches wherever I could for the back stitching. And I did the same for last year's year 2024. This year, I'm peeking to make sure things are in frame. This year, however, I realized I really like there we go. They're all in frame. I really like doing each individual back stitch wherever I can, the shortest length possible. So it looks very different from the other two. But I think that's fun. You get to see the stylistic changes in my stitching as I've grown as a stitcher and as time's gone on. All of these, the X's are crossed the same way for the most part. I have made some errors because this is not how I cross my stitches by default, but it's how they're crossed in the kit. And when you have so much half stitch in the back, I figured it was important. I don't know if I still feel that way, but that's the decision I made, and given that I will have, this is going to be my Christmas village someday. Storing the ceramics seems like a lot of work. My mom has some, but I was like, if they're just all like little flat picture frames and I can just like lay them out or hang them on a wall, that seems easier to me. So that's what I'm doing. What am I going to do once I finish all 6? I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to grow my Christmas village after that. But I have at least 3 years to figure that out. So anyways, yeah, another finish. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love these. There's something about them that reminds me of like a fresh set of colored pencils, which feels very on par for Christmas. Yeah, let me just, like, they're so far away you can't really see them, but they're there for the vibe. It's Christmas. I should have got the Christmas truck. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. It's fine. So, but because I finished that, I started a new morning project chosen by Vlogmas, and they picked Christmas mugs by, I want to say, Colorfully Sarah Shop on Etsy. All the information about the pattern name, who the designer is, and what fabric it's on will be in the description if I forget, because I feel like I am prone to forgetting. But hopefully I will have popped up a finished picture here. There is no before picture this week because it was a new start, but here's how far I got on my new start. 511 stitches, or 11.48% complete. I think it's so cute. This also has a little bit of like extra stuff to talk about with it. I measured my fabric wrong because I was gonna have bigger margins on this than I do. This is 18 count white Aida. I bought 18 count white Aida. I knew that the whole time. When I bought it, I did all my math as if I was stitching over 1 on 28. When I measured, and that was back in October, and I've looked at it multiple times and done the math multiple times, and when it came time to start this, I did the math again. Every single time I've used math as if I'm doing 1 over 1 on 28 count, knowing I'm doing this 2 over 1 on 18 count. So it's fine. My margins are gonna be like 1/2 inch though. I'm stitching this in hand. I'm doing a very close finish on it. It'll be fine, but I just can't believe that I repeatedly made the same math error. just so many times, probably like 4 or 5 times, because I like to maximize how much I can get out of my fabric. So I'm like, how can I orient these things so I can get as much usable fabric instead of like a skinny strip that's not super usable. But yeah. I am securing the edges by hand, just with white thread, just so if it does end up showing at least a little bit, it shouldn't, but if it does show just a little bit, it won't be super noticeable. Then I worked on Chocolate Border Collie by CelticRoseXStitch, I think. This pattern's no longer available, but they have lots of lovely Border Collie full coverages, just full coverages in general. I think they have a lot of pretty patterns to me, but I should have already shown you what the finished picture will look like. I'll pop up the before and then I'll show you where I'm at now on this side of the screen. So I did 434 stitches in the background because that's what I needed to do for gridiron grind. And in doing so, I finished the first page up here. I don't know when I'll get another page finish because I'm stitching the Border Collie separate from the background, color completing in the Border Collie, doing whatever I want in the background. So with the Border Collie being the focus, I don't know when I'm going to get another page finish. But 434 stitches brought me up to, not 434, that's the next one. 999. I did 999 stitches in the background on this one. I should have done one more for a clean 1,000. However, 999 stitches got me up to 10,009 stitches on this piece. So I already hit like a nice round milestone number on this, in addition to having the page finish. So this is now at 15.89% complete. She's coming along so well. I'm doing my plans with the pieces because I only have, so many pieces, not a lot. For gridiron grind, because I do however many points the Steelers score times 10 on the Border Collie, color completing, I want to say it's 3771. I might be completely wrong. Maybe it's 3371. This is why I haven't mentioned what color it is. But I need to do 570 stitches in the Border Collie for the last 2 games. And then I do whatever the Steelers' opponent's score times 20 in the background. And I need to do 780 stitches in the background for the last 2 games. For a total of 1,350 stitches to be caught up. We'll see if I get there. There's some other stuff that takes a little bit higher priority. So I worked on one other piece that got the 434 stitches, which is Summer Moon, the large version by Artecy. Chocolate Border Collie was on easy count, 28 count Lugana. Oh, Summer Moon is on 28 count Monaco. And I'm going to scroll down so you have a better picture instead of where I had this as I was working on it. So excuse me for a second here. I'm not going to tighten it. But I will have the before over here. And here's how far I got. I want to finish this page this month. So I went and found the bottom corner of that page. And I have a lot to do. So this is going to be my big priority this coming week. However, like I said, I did 434 stitches. Let me bring you up close. I did 434 stitches, bringing me to a total of 18,412 stitches, or 9.26% complete. So I have quite a bit of this page to do. I'm hoping to get it done by the end of the month. This week should be a lot calmer than the past few weeks. So hopefully I manage that. I'm going to scroll this up while I keep talking about my cross stitch plans, and then we'll get into life. I, as of today, will be 3 episodes behind on Critical Role. So after Summer Moon, the next, daily priority will be catching up on my Critical Role stitch, which is Nocturnal Messenger by Luthien Art. There's no snow in the forecast, so I won't be working on my snow day piece this coming week, because I will see you on the 29th? 28th? I should have written that down. It's fine. You'll see me next Monday. My focus this coming week is just going to be trying to catch up and prep for the new year, because I'm starting stuff New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, which I can talk more about next week. But yeah, it should be, going to film this week is the first week where I've been like, I kind of feel bad that I don't have that many projects to show, but also this system is working for me, where I only have, really 4 super active projects. And I'm not going to change that, because this way I get sizable progress. And I know on the flip side, a lot of the Flosstubers I watch who work on a lot of projects feel like they don't get a lot of progress. So it's lots of progress or lots of projects. And I'm going to pick progress, because I want to finish things. And I have some really big focuses. However, life this week's been pretty busy. So if you were only here for the cross stitch, 15 minutes, man. go watch some more Flosstubes. I've been catching up, but I think I'm approaching Thanksgiving on my like farthest back episodes. I think that's getting closer to real time, but then there's Vlogmases to catch up on and stuff, so who knows when I'll ever be caught up with reality. But that means that there's always something for me to watch. As I said though, life this week's been busy. I'm just gonna put up my glasses because I don't know. I want to. I did manage to get all of the gifts that I'm giving to people who I don't live with done for my family Christmas on the 17th. My brother's girlfriend's socks got finished while I was there. She and my mom went to like run an errand or something, and I was just sitting there desperately finishing off the toe, sewing in the end, being like, nobody look at me. I just need to get it done. So she had a complete set to open, which is nice, you know? So that was Wednesday. Thursday, Kay and I went to the range. I don't shoot. I got tiny hands. It's not comfortable. I don't want to. So I just sat in the car and worked on crochet projects, and I had a ball sitting in the sunshine because it's been warm. Between here and Christmas, it's supposed to be in the upper 60s, which is awful for my allergies. As I mentioned at the start of the video, they're kicking my butt. And one of the things that happens is these days I lose my voice. My face gets very swollen. None of it's fun. Allergies aren't fun. Because stuff is leafing out because it thinks it's spring. Not great. Anyways, Thursday was range day. Friday, he had to go to some class. When Kay's busy, my life is very busy because that usually means his sleep schedule's moving all around, which means my routine's getting all shuffled a little bit, and Luna's routine's getting shuffled quite a bit. Especially as we just approach the holidays generally. He will work night, swing, day. And then this year he's been doing bonus stuff in the background to renew some of his certifications. So he had class on Friday. Saturday, he and I went to visit my brother and his girlfriend because they were watching my parents' dogs this week. And we brought Luna, so I'll have a clip up here, it's a short one, of Bodhi and Luna playing in the background. And it's just fun because Luna and Ollie played a lot and chased each other around in the backyard. And that's what I feel the most guilty about her missing, is that she doesn't have another dog playmate. And for Bodhi, Holly didn't necessarily play with him that way. My parents have a husky named Ace who's not super friendly to strange dogs because he tries to resource hoard humans. So if Luna's nervous and trying to hide underneath Kay, Ace gets jealous and tries to go after her. So Ace gets crated when we come visit, but he doesn't play with Bodhi, really, to the same way that like Luna and Bodhi play together. So it's just really fun to get to see them play. And then that was Friday. Saturday he had Friday was class. Saturday we visited them. Sunday he had his evaluation. Kay had his evaluation, which he passed with flying colors. And he still got, I think, 1 or 2 more things to do to renew that certification, but the like stressful, weird stuff about it is done at least. So that's good. And now So he had been working night shift, had to go day shift. There was a swing shift in there. I don't know what he's working today. I will find out when his alarms go off, because when he's moving his sleep around so much, there's days where we both wake up at 2 a.m. because I'm a light sleeper and that's just where his sleep schedule's at. And then there's days where between sleeping and naps, I don't really get to talk to him. So it's hard, but it is what it is. I'll find out when his alarms go off what time he's working today. But, yeah. Yeah. So life's been busy. I don't have a lot to show for it. It's just been a lot of chaotic sleep schedule moving, and him being gone stresses Luna out because it's outside of routine. But this is the season where everything gets outside of routine because people call out of work and he gets called in, and he can't request his days to be moved, but they'll move days on him with little warning. Oh man. They do that frequently this time of year. And he'll go to bed without a shift, and he'll wake up and they'll be calling him because apparently he's now working that day and nobody told him. Because like 4 hours ago, somebody arbitrarily decided that he was working because somebody called out. Not super great. Don't like that. But as a result, I don't really know what this week holds. He and I need to do Christmas with my parents still. For like the last little bit of gift exchanging for the holidays. And he's got to finish up the stuff he needs to do to renew his certification. So he's got to go other places. He's got to go other places, do stuff. And with it being so hot, I might, unfortunately, get sick. Sicker than this with the allergies, because migraines are, research is showing they're kind of a threshold thing. And I know for me, when my allergies are high, that threshold gets lowered a lot. So it might be a rough week. So we'll see how much stitching I get done. I have high goals, high hopes, high dreams, but what will actually happen, who knows? Who knows? But I'll be here next Monday because routines are important to me. I will show up as long as I can put the camera up and talk. Because that's what I want to do. But yeah, hopefully next week I have more progress. But with the weather and not knowing what his schedule is, I don't know what my schedule is going to be, because that's how that works. But yeah, I'll see you guys next Monday. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. You know, I hope you find something to smile about. You deserve joy. Now you know why I chose that. I love my middle name. I think it's really fun. It's you get to like sprinkle little bits of it in everywhere. Yeah. Bye. I'll see you next Monday, or tomorrow if you're watching my Vlogmas live, which kudos to you, man. I can't keep up with anybody. So that's it. I gotta go drink some water.